Hi everyone, so today we will be solving Leetcode problem 136, that is single number. So our problem statement is we are given a non-empty array of integers, that is nums, and every element in that array appears twice except for one. So let's try to understand this problem. So this basically is asking us to return a element that occurs just once while rest of the element will be occurring twice. So we will have to return the element which just occurs once. In our case it will be 4 if we take this example. So what we can do is we can create a hash map and we will be iterating through the hash map and keeping a count of each of the element. So while we iterate through the hash map, the first element we will be getting is 4. Now its count will be 1. Now we will get 1, its count will be 1, 2, its count will be 1. Now if we are getting a repetitive element, we will just increase its count value. We'll be doing a plus 1. So in the end, we will be left with a single element whose count value is 1, and we will be returning that element. So what we can do is we will run through the hash map again and we will check which of these elements has the count value of 1 and we will be returning that. So in here our time complexity will be O of n for looping it once, then O of n again for looping it again. So we will be having big O of 2n, which is again O of n. But at the same time our space complexity will be O of n. Now when our space complexity is O of n, that is because it is the number of elements we have in our hash map. So as the number of elements will increase, our space taken will be more. Now we have another part of the problem is that it wants us to write a solution where we will just take constant extra space. So for that, we need to use bits. Now this will be another approach. So in here, what we will do is, let me just write the elements first. So what we will do is we will write them in their binary form. So 4 will be 1 0 0, 1 will be 0 0 1, 2 will be 0 1 0, 1 will be 0 0 1, 2 will be 0 1 0. So now we will perform an XOR operation in them. So what is basically an XOR operation? So XOR will be returning 1 if there is a single 1 present. For example, if we are XORing like this will be 1. If we are XORing like this will be 1. But if we are doing 0 XOR 0, it will be 0. If we are doing 1 XOR 1, it will be 0. So now, if we perform an XOR operation on our elements in the array, what we will see is we will be left with only 4 because 1 and 1 will cancel themselves out as their value would be same, and 2 and 1 and 1 will cancel themselves out and 2 and 2 will cancel themselves out. So as we have elements which are being repeated exactly twice, so we will be always having them cancel each other out except for that one element which is there in our array just once. So let me just show you a quick example. Now if I consider this column, now if I consider this column, what we will see is 1 1 will be 0, 0 0 will be 0. So now we will be left with this 0. So we will be doing 0. Now 1 1 will be 0, 0 0 will be 0, then 0 XOR 0 will be 0. Now here it will be 0 0 will be 0, 0 0 will be 0. Now 0 XOR 1 will be 1. So we will be having, so we can see that we will always be getting the element which is just occurring once. Now this is a very simple approach. Now we can see in here our space complexity will be O of 1, because we will just be using we will just be storing the output in result. Now our result will be the result of all the XOR operations that we are doing on our array, that is nums. Our time complexity will be O of n. That is because we will be running through the loop just once. So now let's get into our Leetcode and see how we can code this. So in the first approach, we will be using a hash map. So we'll first make one, and then we will be iterating through each element. And if we have that element already present in our hash map, we will increase its count by 1, and if we don't have it, we will just insert it. So dot get num default value 0 plus 1. Okay, so now if we don't have the element, we will insert it, and if we have the element, we will increment its count by 1 if we will find it again. So now we will run the loop again, and now we will check if we have it in our frequency map and if its count is 1. So if our count is 1, we will be returning that element. So we will be iterating through it, keeping its count, keeping the count of every element in the array, and after that we will be iterating it again and checking which of those elements have the count value as 1. So we will run this to see if we are getting any errors. Okay, so we have passed all these 3 test cases. Let's submit it. So as we can see, we have successfully submitted it. Now let's try another approach, which is our bit manipulation. So in this approach, we'll be having a result where we will be storing our combined XOR value. So for now we will be iterating through every element, and in the result we will be, for each element we will be just using the XOR operator on it. Now we will have the XOR operator operated on every element in our nums array. Now we will be just getting out of this loop and returning our result, because of course we will be getting our result as the single element, the element that is occurring just once. So we will run this and see if we have, okay, so we have got no errors. I'll submit this. So in this piece of code, our time complexity will be O of n as the loop is running once, and we also have the space complexity to be a constant extra space as we are just using it for the output. So this will be it. Thank you for watching this video.